son of Gondor.
Welcome once again, my fellow manipulators of Digital Fate. I'm Richie, this is Capricorn. Today's video is a little bit different. Now, it's not a full-on deck tech like I would normally do because we made this deck right at the tail end of early access and we only got one game in before Wizards of the Coast turned off the servers, booted us to the curb, but that game was so gnarly, and the combo in particular that this game showcases was just so over-the-top broken that I had to show you guys. So before we get to that, I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons over at patreon.com/quarantinecapricorn. That's Bob Steele, Brittany, Noah Vincent, and Yuck Fuzi at the Brew Crew Elite tier. And then, of course, Terrence Rohrbach, who is our CPU savior over there. If it wasn't for you guys, I wouldn't be able to keep doing this full time, so I greatly appreciate your support. If anybody else out there is looking to see how they might be able to support the channel, make sure to check out the Patreon because there's a lot of cool perks over there. One in particular lets you submit a deck tech every single month, and I'll play your version of it on stream, and then I'll deck tech it out and make a new iterated version where it's what I think would make it the most competitive and most interesting version of that deck, and then we turn it into a full-on deck tech for YouTube where I shout you out and give you credit, and that should be a lot of fun if you're interested in that sort of thing. So check out Patreon, lots of other cool perks over there. But this deck in particular is showcasing a combo with Ratadrabik and the new Boromir card. Now, Boromir is kind of gnarly. 3-drop in white, okay? It's a legendary creature, and it has the ability to sacrifice itself to give all of your creatures indestructible until end of turn, and you also become tempted by the ring. Now, for those of you who don't know exactly how tempted by the ring works, the most important part you need to know for this combo is that every time you're tempted by the ring, you get to choose a creature as your ring bearer, and that creature becomes legendary until end of turn. Or, sorry, forever. Not until end of turn, until you choose a new ring bearer. It's legendary. And that's super important for the combo because we combo it with Ratadrabik. And Ratadrabik makes it so that whenever one of our legendaries dies, we get a non-legendary copy of it. But if we sacrifice Boromir with a Ratadrabik on the field, the trigger goes on the stack, we get a token from Ratadrabik that's non-legendary, but then we're tempted by the ring, and we make that token legendary, which means now we have a new legendary version of Boromir, which we can immediately sacrifice again to make another one, and just infinitely sacrifice Boromir to get infinite death triggers, infinite enter the battlefield triggers, and be tempted by the ring infinite number of times. Now, this is cool even regardless of infinite combos because at every turn we can have Boromir up to protect the entire board state from any kind of removal because it gives indestructible until end of turn. So for the rest of the game, we can give everything indestructible every turn. No limitations, which is already kind of absurd. But any kind of payoffs for ETBs or things leaving the battlefield or being tempted by the ring, now you have an infinite combo that you can do in just one turn over and over and over. Which infinite combo do we utilize in this deck? You're going to have to check out the gameplay to see. I will say that this deck was created as sort of like a hybrid between two different decks I was working on, and one of them was a Ratadrabik deck, and the other one was a Nazgul-centric deck, and both of those decks will have complete deck techs uploaded over the next couple days, so there are versions of those decks, but this deck in particular that's showcasing this game was attempting to be a hybridized version of kind of both of those things, so I'm going to leave it as a surprise for how we get the win, but we definitely have to check out the games. Before we get there, make sure you like the video if you haven't already, subscribe because that really helps the channel. Every single interaction you make helps this video get out to that many more people, helps the channel grow that much quicker, and makes it so that this channel in particular can become something special for you guys. And it makes it easier for me to treat it as something that I can put full-time energy into. So make sure you do that. Make sure you catch me live on Twitch if you're interested in seeing how I do everything behind the scenes and the gameplay and the testing and all that good stuff. That's twitch.tv/quarantinedcapricorn. And now let's check out this game. I think we try to keep this. I don't know what this deck is or what it's doing, but we're gonna try. Alright, we Nazgulin. We officially have a ring bearer. That can block and kill a cultivator. We've got a Drabik. We'll swing. You ready for this? Here we go. You ready? Here we go. You didn't see the combo coming. Just keep sacking Boromir. It keeps making a token off Ratadrabik. We choose the token as the ring bearer, which makes it legendary. So we can sack it to Ratadrabik to make another token. We get up to an 18 power thing and then hit him for lethal. Yes! Thanks so much for checking out my channel. I'd like to give a huge shout out to all of my patrons over at Patreon. Without you guys, this channel would not be possible, so honestly, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your contributions. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe. The more likes we get and the quicker we get them, the bigger this channel will grow and the faster it will grow. I'd love nothing more than this channel to become something very special for you guys, but it's entirely up to you how fast that happens. Also, if you'd like more deck text, that's somewhere over there. And if you'd like to see what else the channel's been up to lately, that's somewhere up that way. Also, subscribe, circle below, do all the things.